In this video, you'll see how to work with percent change. So percent change is the percent a quantity increases or decreases from its original amount. And we have a good formula that we can keep in mind while we're working with the percent change, where we take the new amount that we have, we subtract the old amount from it. This is the change part. So we're seeing how much does it change, and we divide everything by what we start with, which was the original or the old amount. So let's look at an example here. I want to find the percent of change from 4 to 7.5. And we want to look at some of these key words here. So it says from 4. So this from is telling us this is what we're starting with. This is our old amount. And we're going to 7.5. So 2 is telling us our new amount. So I'm going to subtract the new amount minus the old amount, and I'll divide that by the old amount. So my new amount is 7.5. And I want to subtract the old amount, which is 4, and I'm going to divide the whole thing by that old amount, which is 4. And when I solve this, 7.5 minus 4 is 3.5. It's going to be over 4. So now I want to change this fraction to a percent. So 3.5 over 4, if I write this as a decimal, it's 0.875, but this is not yet a percent. I need to move the decimal 2 times to the right to make this a percent, so it's 87.5%. So if we look back at the problem, if I go from 4 to 7.5, I'm increasing 87.5%. All right, let's take a look at another example. Here's the Dow Jones on January 2nd. It was roughly 16,400, and on March 3rd, it was a little over 16,100. So 16,400, since this is the previous date and time, that's the old amount. And since this is the most recent one, this is the new amount. So I'm going to take 16,168.03, and I am going to subtract $16,441.35. And all of this difference here is going to be divided by $16,441.35. When I subtract here, I get a negative $273.32, and that's over my old amount, which is $16,441.35. And when I divide this here, I get a negative 0.0166, and I can stop there because I'm going to round to the nearest tenth of a percent. So again, I'm going to move my decimal over 2 times to the right, and I get negative 1.7%. So the Dow Jones dropped about 1.7% in that time. All right, here are a few for you to practice on your own. I want to identify the new and the old, so I'm going from 1500. This is my old. And I'm going to 1416. This is my new amount. So I'm going to start with 1416, and I want to subtract 1500 from that, and I'm going to divide everything by 1500. So 1416 minus 1500 is negative 84, and I need to take a negative 84 and divide that by 1500, and I get negative 0.056, and I want to change this to a percent by moving the decimal 2 times to the right, so I am decreasing 5.6%. Finally, I want to see here, this chart is showing me the price of a gallon of milk for the last 10 years. And I want to find the percent change from 2006 to 2014. So 2006 down here, it was $3.20. That's my old. And 2014, it is $3.55. That's my new. So I'm going to take my new $3.55 and I'm going to subtract my old $3.20, and that's all going to be divided by the old amount. So 355 minus 320 is 35 cents. Divided by 320, I get 0.109375. And so if I write that as a percent, basically it's gone up a little more than 10%. And that's how we work with percent change.